Hello everybody, my name is Austin Randolph and today we're taking a look at the Marshall DSL1. And just to get the housekeeping out of the way, if you could subscribe to the channel, there's a reason every YouTuber tells you to do that with like every single video they put out. It's because it's really important. So if you guys like what I do, that helps me a lot. I'm going to have a link in the description for this amplifier at with my like Sweetwater affiliate program thing. If you guys have been thinking about buying one, if you could use my link, that helps me too. And then if you guys spend any time on the shorter attention span social media apps, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, follow me on there if you so choose to do. But let's talk about legitimately the best little amplifier that I have played in a long time. I had previously done a review from, like 6 months ago, something like that, on the Marshall DSL20 combo. And I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and frankly, every critique I had of it went away as you turned the volume up to like a unpleasant or borderline unpleasant level, at least just for like playing in the house, which is 99.5% of what I do. And I was so confident that, it was just too much power and the speaker just needed to be pushed too much that I bought this thing. So this is the 1 watt head. It does come in a combo. Everything I was reading said that, the combo comes with, I think it's like an 8 or a 10-inch speaker. Don't do that. If you have a cabinet laying around, particularly like a 4x12, they tend to help out with some of the thinness, give this, more speakers, beefier sound. If you have a 4x12 laying around, it's basically beyond recommended that you get the head. So that's what I did. What this is an all-tube 1 watt 2-channel amplifier that I think does a much better job at harkening back to like the heydays of what Marshall amplifiers are known for than the 20 did. The 20 tries, especially in the ultra gain channel, to kind of synthetically give you that very tight, distorted, like JCM 2000E or 800E. It tries to do that synthetically. Where I think this amplifier excels is it does it naturally because it's 1 watt. So you can crank the amplifier and, you're not blowing your eardrums out. Your windows are going to remain intact and everybody's happy. So let's do sounds. You're going to hear some cleans from a humbucking guitar. This is a Les Paul Studio from the 2000s. You're going to hear some cleans from a Strat, and you're going to hear some dirt on both. I'm going to show you the EQ on the amp right now. I'm not going to touch that the whole time, so the gainy bits are probably going to have a little more reverb than you would typically have if you were running like mid-level gain, which I'm going to be doing. And then one thing to get out of the way. As far as the speaker cabinet goes, it is a Marshall 4x12. I don't know the specs of the speakers in the cabinet. I know that my dad bought it for me for Christmas when I was like 17. I don't really know much about it. All I know is that I think it's a cheaper cabinet. I mean, it's made in England. There's a sticker on it. But even for being a cheaper cabinet, I think it makes this little 1 watt amplifier sound like really good. So I'm going to run through some sounds, and then we'll like regroup and kind of like break down what I think about who this amplifier is for. So for the sounds you're going to hear today, I am not going to touch these settings for the length of the video. So this is what you're getting for both the clean or classic gain channel as well as the ultra gain. I'm not going to touch the EQ, not going to touch the reverb between any of the guitars. So I hope you guys can kind of hear. I mean, I'm still, to be honest, I'm still working on like my miking technique. Like I have an SM57, but I'm still working on like how to mix levels and try to make it like equal. But I hope you guys can hear the like glassiness, and dude, it sounds like an old Marshall head. Like in the cleans, at least. Like when I'm playing a Strat through it, it sounds like John Frusciante, because that's what John Frusciante does. Just, you know, obviously much more expensive. I'm talking like bullet points of importance of like you know, adjectives that you'd use to describe the sound. The gain channel on this is good. It doesn't really, you know, if you really crank the normal channel, it does break up really, really well. But the moment you step on that pedal, like, this amplifier is very self-aware of who is going to be using the ultra gain channel, and it does it really well. It's really tight. It's very, like, there's a reason that I played, like, an Avenged Sevenfold riff when I had this. It's because it gives me very, very, like, you know, metally vibes. It's, I think it's really well balanced and really good. So it does cleans really well. I mean, the reverb in it, it's digital reverb, obviously. And, you know, it's not like my twin reverb. Like, my point is, it's not an amplifier known for how good its reverb is. But man, it's pretty good. Like, for a little kind of on the weaker side reverb that you have to turn up like half to 3/4 of the way to really kind of hear it. I really like the reverb in this little thing. But my point is, so the cleans, I really like the cleans. They can be a little trebly, particularly when you're playing a single coil guitar. I mean, I could fix that by just literally rolling off the treble on the amplifier or rolling off the volume or the tone knob. But I kind of wanted to illustrate the point that, like, you can use this amplifier as like an all-arounder. What I mean is not touching the EQ between both channels, just using the foot switch. And it works great. If you need to combat the thinness and the trebliness, there's other ways to do that. There's one kind of negative to get out of the way. And like, legitimately, I really think there's only one negative to this guitar. Not guitar, amplifier. God damn it, come on. I don't know, man, I'm tired today. But the one negative that I can think about this amp is for 9 out of 10 people, it will be the perfect at-home amplifier, like for cheap. That's the last thing I'm going to mention, by the way. Don't let me forget, is the price of this thing. But this probably wouldn't be able to hold its own, like even in like a basement jam band kind of setting. The cleans break up about halfway through, so if you want a clean tone and you're playing with a drummer, good luck, Chuck. I don't think that's going to happen. And even on the like ultra gain, you can probably be heard over a drummer, but it's going to be kind of muddy. I don't know how defined it's going to be. So, I mean, nobody would buy a 1 watt amplifier planning on playing in a band with it anyway. But I just, just getting that out of the way, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to do that. And I don't think it's a good idea. What this excels at is like at home use, which is clearly what I have it for. And I think what most people are buying it for. So, a beautiful glassy clean. It's got a gnarly gain channel. Reverb's good. In volume through the 4x12's great. Low end's great. You can roll off the trebs if you need to. Depends on your setup. The big perk of this, it's $319 for. And by the way, if you meet like somebody who is like, yeah, but it's a made in Asia piece of shit, like, dude, what? I don't want to spend time with those people because, like, dude, it's $320. It's made in Vietnam. It's a 1 watt little Marshall that lets you sound like a legendary Marshall at home, and it does it really, really well. And for a whole bunch of people that watch this channel, that watch my TikToks, my YouTube, whatever, all you're trying to do is like play at home and have fun. Like, I haven't played in a band in a couple years, so, dude, this is perfect. I can, like, it does the classic Marshall thing, but you can use it in your house. That's, like, the whole point of it. Honestly, man, like, if the classic Marshall sound appeals to you, which, if you play the electric guitar, it probably should on some level, and you have a 4x12 laying around, I think this is perfect to have. Even if you like play it for a couple months and you just stop touching it, it looks cool. Like, it looks cool to have a Marshall stack laying around. $319. I think this is a really, really great at-home amplifier that gets you everything from like your metally sounds all the way to your chili pepper sounds. It does everything a classic Marshall should for $320. And it does it naturally because it's only 1 watt. So you don't have to be on the stage at Coachella and have this thing gunned for it to sound good. You can have it gunned and it's loud. It's going to be kind of loud, but it's not going to be like people are calling the police on you loud, which, hey, in my book, that's a good thing. So that's really what I think. If you guys want to pick one up, if you've been thinking about it, link will be below. Like I said, subscribe, follow me on all my stuff, but until next time, everybody, I hope you all have a fabulous week.